Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Support. Without you guys, it ain't working without you guys. So let's get open for business here and let's wake those football gods up. Wake up, guys. Wake up. I know you've been taking a nap. Wake up here. Here we are. It is Tuesday afternoon, and I'm waiting. I am waiting because I know what's going to happen. I know that Philly 500 after yesterday, me kind of, putting shots across the bow. Just a little warning shots there for Philly 500. I bet you he's going to be coming back at me. And I feel it coming today. In fact, I'm going to invite Philly 500 to come on so we can have just kind of clear the air because I'm still mad at him. Because this game was supposed to be between Philly 500 and Michael Anthony Fitness. And he had to make it dirty. He had to bring a swamp rat. Jerry Jones was talking about rats. I think he was talking about cop pizzle. That when you leave the lights on, you're just leaving the lights on for the rats, those swamp rats like a cop pizzle. That's what he was talking about. And here it was. This was supposed to be for the belt. If the Eagles won, Philly was supposed to be keeping the belt. If the Cowboys won, then it was going to be coming back to Michael Anthony Fitness. Now it's got to go all the way around to now involve cop pizzle. See, that's what happens when you are cheating somebody. You cheat Philly. You know you're dirty. You know you're dirty, man. But it's all good. It's all good. So I've been thinking today, and that's a dangerous thing. And usually it hurts. It really, when I think it hurts a lot. I'm putting together Stephen Jones yesterday talking about Jalen Hurts and how, the Cowboys liked him a lot and, thought about drafting him and things. And then I hear the rat thing from Jerry Jones today. And I think back to how easy the Cowboys fall in love with quarterbacks. I'm betting you inside, you'll never hear it from them. I bet inside that Jerry Jones was hoping that Andy Dalton, if given the opportunity, that Andy Dalton would have showed up and been, the guy. It didn't work out that way. It didn't happen. But I bet you in some small circles that that's what he was hoping would have happened. Didn't work out that way. No harm, no foul. Only cost him $3 million. But you think back to when the Cowboys wanted Johnny Manziel. Remember when they wanted to trade up for Paxton Lynch? If you are like me and believe that Dak Prescott, after seeing, quarterbacks rise and fall, a lot of people said, man, we should sign Cam Newton. We should have got him. And you've seen Cam Newton kind of, a week play pretty good and another week look pretty bad and then another week play okay. You look at that and say, meh. Some people thought Andy Dalton was going to be the guy. Oh, yeah, we got Andy Dalton. Guys like Colin Cowherd were saying that there's not a drop-off from Dak Prescott to Andy Dalton. We even had people that said Andy Dalton is a more polished product. He'll be able to look wide receivers off and things like that. He'll be able to, do things that maybe Dak Prescott can't. And fans and stuff fall in love with that. And I think that Jerry Jones, in a way, hears those things, and maybe he believes some of those things too. And if you are a Dak Prescott fan like me that thinks that the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys is for Dak Prescott to be the quarterback of this team, then you should be forgetting the idea of tanking. You should be thinking that we want to win these couple of games. One, because you start feeling good about yourself. I've said this a couple of times. I think about the Giants. The Giants, how many times were the Giants in the top 5 in picks since 2016? Every year? Or close to every year? No, last year maybe they weren't. Last year they weren't. I'm sorry. No, it was the year before they weren't. But regardless, they've been picking in the top 10 just about every year. And they're playing better this year, but they got 5 wins for the season. The best they'll do is 7 wins. You can't look and say, well, because they tanked, because they were in the bottom of the barrel, that they got these draft picks, that they're great. It hasn't worked out that way just yet. It hasn't. Now, collectively, you look at Washington's defense, because they have been drafting on defense and working it every year, that they're improved. But you don't really look at the Washington football team and say they're a juggernaut yet, do you? That they're a Super Bowl contending team, do you? Because they've been in the draft low? No. The thing that worries me and scares me, I talked to my man DMV Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to him. He was over part of my live stream for the Cowboys game, and we did a live stream with Rob Phillips from DallasCowboys.com and John last Wednesday, and it was great. It was great. It was gold. I called him up because when I heard the rat comments and stuff and thinking about Jerry Jones, what I think they're trying to do is they still have this mentality that Dak Prescott is supposed to be discounted. That we're supposed to get a bargain for him, even though you didn't for your running back, even though you didn't get one for D-Law, and D-Law is leading in every category in our defense right now, with the exception of interceptions. But tackles for loss, sacks, quarterback pressures, he's number one. From the time he said, we're soft, he made it clear that he's not. He went from soft to being lights out. So that's money well spent right now. But I'm afraid that what they're talking about between Steven and Jerry is they're trying to set the table for us to say, make Dak Prescott the bad guy. That he's not taking that team friendly deal, even though the teams are never friendly when it comes to a player outperforming their deals, they never go back and say, you know what, we're going to make a player friendly deal because you did a lot more than you were supposed to be able to. They don't do that. I'm worried that temptation for the Dallas Cowboys, if it ends up being we lose those next 2 games, we're a top 5 pick, and one of those quarterbacks starts falling, that the Dallas Cowboys, that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones will get cute because they always seem to project that they're smarter than everybody else, that they're going to make that deal, that genius move, and everybody's going to say, wow, we wouldn't have done that, but man, you guys pulled it off. And that they'll turn around and just say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get one of those quarterbacks. That if they're close enough, that they'll say, you know what, let's trade up. Let's go for it. Let's try and get that guy. And they pull the trigger. And instead of taking that high pick and getting a tackle that'll be the tackle of the future to replace Tyron Smith, or to get that other defensive tackle that's a game changer, or defensive end to go with the rotation, or that lights out safety, that we take that pick, much like we did with Morris Claiborne, and we take a 2nd-round pick and we try and move up, or even more draft capital, and we say we're going to get that quarterback because, we believe that Mel Kiper and them are talking about a generational quarterback. And we stick in the same spot that we are with our defense. That we have, sizzle and sell jerseys, but we don't really fix the team. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that temptation for the Cowboys will be too much. That the Cowboys will want to be that off-season conversation about, boom, oh my God, the Cowboys made a blockbuster trade. They moved up and they took, Trevor Lawrence. Wow, they just won the draft. How many times have we heard that? And then they end up being a Ryan Leaf. Or it sets the team back. I keep going back to that Morris Claiborne trade. Everybody said Morris Claiborne, the best defensive player in the draft. The Dallas Cowboys just got better. a first and a second. I feel like we need to keep that temptation because I feel like if we tanked, if we are in that top five, that Jerry Jones and crew will get cute. And instead of doing the smart move like taking Zach Martin over Johnny Manziel, which gave you one of the best guards in football, that we do something crazy. But if we have a season where we look at it and say, okay, we did okay without all those players that we have. We know we bring Dak back, that offense is going to improve. We can look and say, our offense, okay. We got Tyron Smith. We'll worry about him, but, we'll draft another offensive lineman in there. We know we got Zach Martin coming back. Hopefully Lyle Collins is going to be okay. Maybe we draft a tackle and we move Lyle Collins to guard. Connor McGovern's played okay. We know Tyler Badass is playing good at center. We got Connor Williams. Maybe we move him. We could do some things to take care of that. You look and say we got Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. We look like we actually have two really good tight ends there. Tony Pollard is a good third down back. Maybe Zeke Elliott rehabs. He'll be okay. We owe him a boatload of money, so he's not going anywhere. We know that Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, we got them under contract for next year. We look at the offense and say, okay, we don't need major work on the offense. We're okay. And we focus in on the defense that we really get that lights out safety, that guy that's like a junkyard dog, that people are afraid to go into his backyard. That we get another, corner cover like Diggs, who takes another step next year and things right there, right? And maybe we get another young stud linebacker to get into the mix there. So when Van Der Esch is hurting, that we got a guy that jumps in, or we can, put in a rotation, with Jalen Smith, so we can get a little bit more, beast. Maybe we need another thumper in the middle, and maybe we get that defensive tackle, and we go from a defense that's giving up 32 points to maybe a defense that's giving up 20, and you look at that and say, yeah, that team is pretty good. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm reading in too much. But I've got this bad feeling about where we are with Jerry Jones and quarterback. Yeah. So if you're a Dak fan, hope we win these next two games. All right, y'all. I'm going to be back a little bit later. We got to talk about the Washington football team, and I have a conspiracy theory. Yeah. And I know Philly 500 is going to be talking some smack. All right. See you soon.